In the vast, silent darkness of space, knowledge is power, and mystery is survival. Elite Dangerous is more than a space sim. It's a living galaxy, a puzzle woven from decades of lore, cryptic messages, forgotten systems, and ancient threats. Over time, commanders have charted trade routes, discovered ancient civilizations, and whispers of shadows moving in the deep. But beneath the surface of this vast galactic playground lies something deeper, stranger, and far more dangerous than most pilots realize. This is the Elite Dangerous Lore Iceberg, a map of what we know and what we fear to even ask. We'll explore the whole iceberg, the stories and concepts every seasoned commander should recognize, and a few that newer pilots may have overlooked. Fuel rats, soul, Earth-like worlds, these are just the basics, but as we go deeper, even the stars begin to whisper. We begin at the top of the iceberg. These are concepts that are widely known and understood by almost every Elite Dangerous player. Earth-like worlds, arguably the most sought after planets to discover. These rare gems offer habitability and scenic views, and finding one untouched one is a badge of honor for any explorer. However, whether or not there is life on these planets, and whether or not how advanced they are, remains a mystery for now. Sothis and Seos, a famous system for high paying data delivery missions. These missions were once a goldmine for early credit farming and are often remembered as the training grounds for many new pilots. However, in past updates, it's less as crazy as it used to be. Sudarsky gas giants. These refer to a classification system often used in astronomy to characterize gas giants by their atmospheric makeup. In Elite Dangerous, planets often fall into these real world categories, giving them a bit of scientific grounding to the player's planetary diversity. Sol, our home system. Earth, Mars, and everything in between can be found here. Accessible only after achieving federal rank, Sol is as much a nostalgic tourist trap as it is a core lore anchor. OBAFGKM. This is a spectral classification of stars, from hot blue O types to cool red M types. Elite uses this real world system to organize its procedural star generation. You can also use the system to know which ones you can fuel scoop. Bernard's Loop, a massive nebula visible in the Orion constellation, and equally breathtaking in Elite. It's often a navigational landmark and a background for exploration screenshots. Fuel Rats, the legendary player run rescue service. If you're stranded without fuel, these players will come and save you. No questions asked. They're the true heroes of the Black Deep Space. Generation ships. Ghost ships scattered across the galaxy, remnants of humanity's early attempts to space colonization. Some are abandoned, others filled with eerie audio logs that hint at dark fates. We cannot board these ships yet, so we have no telling what happened inside these ships, making it very mysterious. NPC names. Sometimes dismissed as random flavor text, but a few names, especially recurring or unusual ones, have sparked community theories about hidden lore connections. But most of the time, these are just fun quirks and references to Star Wars or something else that the dev team have put in there, which I think is really funny. NGC 7822, a colorful nebula and a popular exploration destination near the galactic core. It's also home to some of the most impressive views and rare star types. Beagle Point, the farthest system from Sol that you can reach, literally the edge of the galaxy, a pilgrimage point for explorers and a final destination of the most famous distant worlds expeditions. Ammonia worlds, very rare, potentially habitable planets for Thargoids. These are believed to be the prime real estate for the alien species and are increasingly relevant in recent narrative updates. Who knows what could be hiding under the ammonia world's crust? Now we are going into the depths as we slowly enter the water and reach the more mysterious areas of Elite Dangerous. The Anaconda Graveyard. a remote wreck site filled with derelict Anaconda class ships. Many believe it's tied to an early conflict or a failed expedition, but no official lore explains it. It's kind of a memorial among explorers. Kinda eerie, if you ask me. Void plotting. Void plotting is a niche technique used by hardcore explorers to reach unreachable stars and systems in the galaxy's farthest edges. Sometimes it's used to break the bounds of normal navigation, bordering on exploits and revealing systems perhaps not meant to be seen. Avamli. This system became famous after a glitch allowed players to jump thousands of light years from the main galaxy. This kind of has to do with void plotting. That's why they're right next to each other. What they found were ghost systems, odd planetary bodies, and game assets that were never meant to be visited. It became the stuff of legend before it was being patched. This is not really an Elite Dangerous lore thing, but I still thought it was pretty interesting. People basically just jumped outside of the bounds and found weird things that they were never supposed to see. Corporations. Corporations like Sirius, Azimuth, and Ramlock control much of human space, often with disturbing levels of influence. While they are part of the daily gameplay, their deep ties to darker projects like AI research and bioweapons only surface when you dig into the obscure missions and Galnet clues. There's definitely something else going on with all these corporations in Elite. Guardians, an ancient spacefaring alien race wiped out by their own AI. Guardian runes scatter the galaxy and hold secrets to advanced tech and humanity's forgotten contract with their civilization. Their war with the Targoids may not be over, and might still be playing out in silence. The Club. The Club is a secretive cabal hinted through at lore and books, believed to be manipulating galactic history from the shadows. They are rarely mentioned in game, but referenced in novels like Premonition, suggesting that the Club orchestrates wars, tech suppression, and even the concealment of Raxxla, something that we'll be talking about later in this iceberg. So the Club is basically the Illuminati. Now we are getting deeper and deeper. This layer is where Elite Dangerous stops being just a space sim and starts to become a thriller. We're uncovering deliberate obfuscation, shadow groups, and cataclysms hidden behind polished faction banners. Let's get this over with. Consuela Knight is a famous actor. She and her crew of her private Sot Kruger yacht disappeared without a trace in January 3305, only minutes before the yacht arrived at Starport. Investigators were unable to explain her disappearance, and the incident weakened public confidence in commercial space travel. Reportedly, Knight was located at the retreat in Rhea the following month. But some people are wondering if this is true. Black Flight. The Black Flight is a covert wing of the now defunct INRA. Black Flight is responsible for some of the most brutal anti-Thargoid operations. You can find their crash ship and audio logs pointing to cover-ups, bioweapon testing, and the silencing of civilian witnesses. They basically are the Men in Black of the Elite universe. True size. True size refers to the galaxy in-game map being an approximation. Explorers debate whether the real scale of Elite Dangerous is much bigger than what the game lets on. Some believe unreachable systems or deathlocked regions like Col 70 sector hint at hidden sectors or entirely inaccessible alien space. Adamastor. The Adamastor is a ghost ship that appeared mysteriously and then left again. Logs suggest it jumped autonomously from deep space after being lost for decades. The real fear? It brought something back. What exactly happened on board and what it may have encountered is still unclear. The Thargoids, the central alien force in the game, but so much about them remains unresolved. What do they really want? Are they aggressors or reacting to human provocation? Some believe Thargoids are not a monolithic race, but factions, some hostile, and others may be trying to communicate. Some people even think Thargoids were made by humans and by corporations. The Dark Wheel, a mysterious organization linked to early spaceflight and Raxxla. Despite being mentioned in the original in 1984 Elite and scattered references since, their full purpose has never been revealed. Some believe they are connected to permalocked systems, hidden jump tech, or even the origin of humanity's galactic presence. The Whispers. Now, this one is really interesting. Not officially acknowledged in game, the Whispers refer to an eerie audio anomaly players claim to hear when in deep space, specifically when far from inhabited space or near target sites. Whether it's a sound design artifact or an intentional horror breadcrumb is still debated. Voyager probe. A speculative fan theory that the real world Voyager probe, launched from Earth in the 1970s, might exist somewhere in Elite Dangerous Galaxy. If true, it would represent one of the oldest human artifacts, and might hold a hidden message or trigger. AX superweapon. Rumors persist about a secret unreleased anti-target weapon hinted at old Galnet posts and mission dialogue. Was it scrapped content, or something still being held back? Some suspect Azimuth or the club developed it and buried it after Proteus Wave's failure. Proteus, a disastrous experiment conducted by Azimuth Biotech. This Proteus wave was designed to paralyze Thargoid vessels, but instead awakened something worse. It's the moment the Thargoid war escalated. But many believe the real goal was to provoke the aliens, not to stop them. Betelgeuse, a real star in the Orion constellation, and curiously one of the only major ones not fully modeled in Elite. This has led to speculation that something is deliberately being hidden or reserved for a future event. Is it a future Guardian site, a Thargoid nest, or something else? Alright, now we are heading into the deepest part, the Abyss. This is where the line between fan obsession, hidden ARG elements, and actual game content completely dissolves. Raxxla is the most enigmatic mystery in Elite Dangerous. First mentioned in the original Elite manual, it is said to be a place, artifact, or gateway of immense power, possibly leading to other dimensions or realities. No one has officially discovered it, and the game provides only cryptic hints. It is tied to the Dark Wheel, and many suspect it's deliberately hidden by the developers. Some believe it can only be found through specific conditions, or that it just doesn't exist at all. At least, not yet. Raxxla is a long standing legend among space travelers, passed down in many forms over the centuries. Despite the different accounts, the oldest story agree on one point. Raxxla is a real location that hides an incredible secret. Nearly every explorer at some stage in their journey becomes convinced they've uncovered the truth buried in the myths and set out in search of it. However, if anyone has actually found Raxxla, they've never revealed it. Another part of the legend involved a secretive group called the Dark Wheel, which is rumored to fully be devoted to discovering Raxxla. Some conspiracy theories claim that Raxxla has already been found, either by a powerful secret society or by a lone individual who now secretly controls human civilizations by exploiting its power. Raxxla lore has had a strange and powerful effect on those who study it, often becoming an obsession. This deep yearning has been likened to Fernweh, a German word describing a strong, unexplainable desire to visit a place no one has ever been. Now, in terms of in Elite Dangerous itself, does Raxxla exist? Probably not. I've read many posts of people saying that if it does, it'll probably be very underwhelming. And if it doesn't, then it's a search that will never end. Um, I won't be surprised if they do add it at one point, or if we do find it at one point. But that is all part of the mystery, and it might never be found. The Zurara. Zurara? Zurara. The Zurara is a generational ship found in the Formidine Rift. Its logs reveal that it was part of the Dynasty Expeditions, a secret project to map distant regions of the galaxy. The crew was sabotaged and left to die to keep the project secret. The ship still broadcasts a haunting automated message, and its story hints at a much larger cover up involving ancient discoveries and powerful factions. Explorer's Map. Not an actual map, but a term used by lore hunters and explorers who track patterns among Guardian ruins, Thargoid sites, and Inra bases, and other anomalies. Some believe these locations form a larger map pointing towards Raxxla or some other hidden truth. It's part theorycraft, part obsession, and part community wide treasure hunt. Witch space. Witch space is the term used to describe hyperspace tunnels, especially those used by Thargoids. While humans perceive hyperspace as a vision tunnel, Thargoids' hyperdiction suggests they travel via a different, possibly higher dimensional version. Witch space is often linked to theories of sentient travel mediums, alternate dimensions, or advanced technology beyond human comprehension. Witch space is also the tunnel that you fly through every time you do the FTL jump, essentially. Then you're in witch space. Soontil. Soontil is an ancient civilization referencing Galnet and older elite lore. Soontil relics can be found in game, but the origin system of Soontil remains a mystery. It is believed to have been either destroyed, hidden, or relocated. The mystery of Soontil ties into speculation about pre-human civilization and offshoots of the Guardians. Now we are going to the Abyss, the deepest tier. These are the whispered tales, ARG level mysteries, and possible developer secrets that blur the line between reality, fiction, and madness. For this tier, we'll also go a little bit deeper and explore the subjects a little bit more, as they are very interesting. Project Thunderchild. Originating from the era of Galactic Corporation, Gelcop, Project Thunderchild was a contingency plan designed to monitor and respond to Thargoid threats. Central to this project was Unit 01, a semi-sentient program on board a mothership GCS Sarasvati. Remarkably, Unit 01 reactivated autonomously in 3303 upon detecting Thargoid-related broadcasts, despite Galcop's dissolution over a century prior. What makes this weird is that we have no idea how many of these kind of AI systems are still on certain ships and that still could just wake up at any moment. The GCS Sarasvati is a megaship and it's still around in the Sharon system. So you can always go check it out and check out its weird logs. Project Seraph was a clandestine initiative by Azimuth Biochemicals aiming to enable humans to pilot Thargoid vessel through to neural interfacing. Experiments involved invasive procedures on human subjects, leading to severe suffering and fatalities. The sole known survivor, referred to as Subject D2, endured significant trauma and later collaborated with figures like Aegis Agent Alba Tresro to expose Azimuth's unethical practices. The only survivor, Subject D2, is an unreliable narrator. Some logs suggest she may have been compromised or altered by the process. Players still speculate whether Azimuth succeeded more than they let on. The Forever Signal. The Forever Signal refers to a mysterious transmission detected by players, characterized by complex audio patterns and glyphs. Efforts to decode this signal have involved advanced audio processing techniques, with some players noting particularities such as mirrored frequencies and obfuscated data segments. The signal's origin and purpose remain subjects of ongoing investigation within the community. The community is unsure whether it's alien, a hidden human broadcast, or something from another dimension. It's a mystery without end, and Frontier hasn't explained it, leaving players to wonder if it's real content or just a red herring. The Rift. The Formidine Rift is a vast, sparsely populated region of space that has intrigued explorers due to its association with the Dynasty Project, a secretive initiative hinted at in Drew Wagner's novel Reclamation. In game, players have discovered derelict ships and settlements within the Rift, suggesting past covert operations. The area continues to be a focal point of those seeking to uncover hidden narratives within the galaxy. Galnet Broken Timeline. Galnet, the in game news network, has experienced periods of inactivity and inconsistencies, leading to what some players refer to as the broken timeline. These disruptions have sparked discussion about the continuity and delivery of in game events, with some attributing the gaps to developer decisions or narrative shifts. The community continues to analyze Galnet's updates for clues about the evolving storylines within Elite Dangerous. Galnet's supposed to be the pulse of the galaxy, reporting on politics, wars, discoveries, but it's been sporadically updated or oddly quiet, especially during major story events. The silence led to conspiracy theories. Is Frontier hiding plot developments? Did a event get cancelled or overwritten? Or is this a lore thing and is the timeline itself fractured, perhaps even intentionally, as part of the lore? And this could have to do with the with witch base, with faster than light travel, with time dilation, and all these things. Is Gelnet even correct most of the time? And that's the weird part of this Gelnet broken timeline theory. All right, guys, that was it. That was this Elite Dangerous Iceberg. I probably missed a lot of things, and I probably could have covered a lot more. But if there's interest for that, I could do a breakdown of this iceberg and make videos on every single subject. If you guys would like to see that, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to make. It also took a lot more time than I thought it would, researching everything and making the iceberg itself and the editing. But it was a lot of fun, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it too. And if there's any inconsistencies, please do tell me, because the Elite Dangerous lore is so convoluted. Sometimes it's hard to uh, be right all the time, uh, especially with the Gallnet broken timeline thing. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I can make more videos like this in the future. All right, see you guys later. Cheers.